continue this discussion with the president of the Jerusalem Center for Security and Foreign Affairs, Dr. Dan Diker. Good morning, doctor. So what do you make of these latest talks in Geneva? I mean, are we in a countdown where you think military action is likely to happen here in the coming weeks?
That's certainly the way it looks. The president has made no secret of his intention and his preparedness to say regime change appears to be the best option after, nearly 50 years of oppression, the worst mass murder in modern political history. In 2 days, more than 40,000 Iranians murdered, and the Iranians are calling for President Trump by name across 150 cities across Iran to come help save them. He said help was on the way a few weeks ago. The president is someone that Ambassador Huckabee and other very close confidants of the president, Senator Graham and others have said the president keeps his promises. And so I think what we're seeing, besides that 1/3 of America's military assets are in the region already in place, and the president keeps repeating his conditions for the success of what was known as these negotiations in Geneva. The Iranians don't even get to the first condition, while at the same time they're threatening, they're stalling. You can count on the Iranians to lie, cheat, and steal. That's yes. What they do for a living.
So what do you make of the fact that Iran closed down the Straits of Hormuz during live fire drills in the area? Now, we know the U.S. sending that second carrier strike group to the region. Do you think this is just their saber rattling? Because obviously they couldn't handle Operation Midnight Hammer. They're not going to be able to handle what President Trump does next.
You're absolutely right. They couldn't handle Midday Hammer. In fact, what happened here is a perfect example of Iranian psychological warfare. Close the Straits of Hormuz, even under the pretext of safety, fire safety prevention, and what the message they're trying to send is be careful because we can shut down the choke point that 20% of the world's energy sources go through that choke point. So this is really posturing, as you say. They don't have the ability to choke it off completely. On the other hand, even a couple of days of disruption can really cause world energy prices to fly into the stratosphere. So there is a real threat, but a lot of it is posturing on the part of the regime.
Yeah, I want to go back to something you alluded to a few moments ago about the horrific crackdown on the violent protests that we saw last month in Iran. Now, we're seeing massive protests again starting to spread across the world. Hundreds of thousands of people coming together to protest the regime after many more feared dead and imprisoned. This is happening, and I don't think, unlike Obama, President Trump's not going to let this moment go.
I think you're absolutely right, and I think, in fact, we have never seen in modern political history, certainly since 1979 when the Islamic Revolution took place in Iran, that here you have the children of the original revolution saying this is a counter-revolution. Tens of thousands have been killed. I know through our sources in Tehran that people are being shot in their beds, shot in hospitals, but they keep coming out. This is a moment for the Iranian people to take their own futures into their own hands for liberty, security, and their own future. And they keep coming out, Mark. They're not, they have sticks and stones, and they're being shot in the face by thousands of troops, but they keep coming out, and that's the key to a democratic free Iran.
Help me here, because I know a lot of folks in the America First movement, the MAGA movement, don't like regime change. Didn't work in Iraq, didn't work in Afghanistan. How would this be different in Iran?
This is different in Iran because the Iranian people are leading the charge. This is different in Iran because this is the world's most dangerous regime that has mobilized terror proxies around the world. President Trump's courageous move in Venezuela, in our assessment, to grab Maduro. Remember, Venezuela is the Latin American headquarters for the Iranian regime, which many people don't realize. They think it was basically just an arrest for taking drugs. It wasn't. It's much worse than that. We are talking about a very serious subversive regime that the Iranian people said have to go. The American presidents have known that if this regime gets nuclear weapons or fires its several thousand ballistic missiles around the region, at Israel, even they're developing intercontinental ballistic missile. The world is going to be in big trouble. So they have to be. There has to be regime change. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
That's where it looks that the pathway we're on is towards the changing of the regime. The Iranian people are leading that charge.
All right, Dr. Dan Diker, thanks for joining us here in person.
Thank you,
this
Mark.
morning. Well, coming up.